Nuanced nostalgia, it's a 90s vibe. Come and tap in, we keeping it live. Nuanced nostalgia, it's a 90s vibe. Come and tap in, we keeping it live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Nuanced Nostalgia. I am Darth Vader, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Caitlin Padme, Queen Padme Amidala, also Senator Amidala,
except that I don't die.
and the mother of my twin
time.
children.
Wait,
We never got these. Oh, I don't know if anybody could even hear that. This helmet is so small. Ah! Hello, we're back. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. All right, great.
Wow.
The best one of these, the only one that we remember actually the marketing for. Because it came out in 2005.
And I'm here with my 3 baby Yodas.
3 baby Yodas, and I have a Yoda right here.
The one that I always sleep with from Disney. This one I got forever ago, and this one from Build-A-Bear. So
wow, you are truly blessed.
And I have this Star Wars Spirit jersey on with the characters as like dolls, vintage dolls.
Very nice.
Get into it. Hold on. Get into it. My Spirit jersey.
I'll cut all that. Oh yeah, very good, very good. We got the Star Wars. So you bought that for Disney World when we went.
Indeed, yeah.
Did you buy it at Disney? I think you did.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
yes. At Hollywood Studios.
I bought this shirt for Disney. I think I got it.
It was online right before because that's our matching shirt.
Yeah. I think we either got it. I think we may have got it from either Belk or Macy's. I think
it was PacSun.
Okay. Anyway, here's my Yoda. And the helmet I was wearing is from the Revenge of the Sith movie when that release came out.
That's pretty
A lot of Darth Vader toys that year.
And I have Princess Leia earrings on that you cannot see.
Oh yeah, you literally can't see them at all. You want to pop them? Can you see that? Maybe they look great.
You can see them.
Yeah.
The point is, we have a lot of merch. We have been fans.
Yeah.
But I don't really. I know you remember a lot of the marketing from this one. I don't especially. I just remember the Lego Star Wars video game.
Okay, well that was part of the marketing that came out around the time of the release. But also, I mean, there was the lightsabers that would turn blue or red. You could like change the color. Those were so cool. All the marketing was like half of Anakin's face, half of Vader's face, and just a lot of really pushing Darth Vader. And I bought a lot of Darth Vader stuff.
I was gonna say it definitely would have worked for me.
Yeah, so 2005 is when this came out. So I would have been 7 or 8. I would have been 7, turning 8.
Oh, okay.
So you'd have been 8.
or 9.
Yeah, turning 9.
Yeah.
So I actually saw this one in theaters. The only Star Wars movie until the Disney ones that came out that I got to see in theaters.
I don't remember. I might have seen it. I don't really remember though, honestly.
I remember I went opening day. I was in Gatlinburg on vacation with my family, and I told my mom and dad on the way there, I was like, I don't care what we're doing. Friday, we're going to see the movie. I didn't know about midnight releases or anything, but I was like, Friday, we're going to see it. And my dad and my uncle took me, and they're big Star Wars fans. And they had a representative from Toys R Us come out, push toys before the movie. They're like, we're going to play a game where we ask Star Wars trivia. If you get it right, you get a Frisbee. And the Frisbee had like $5 off a purchase at Toys R Us. And they were asking different kids questions. And they got to me, and I don't remember what they asked me, but I got it right. And they threw me the Frisbee, and I caught it. Nice. I was like, this is a great start. We're in for a treat.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I used to love going into Toys R Us.
Yeah.
That's where I bought Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, specifically the third one.
Nice.
I love that game. Anyway.
I would always go to pick out Christmas presents at Toys R Us, but Toys R Us was incredibly overpriced. So usually we wouldn't buy them there. I'd pick them out, and then we'd get them somewhere else. Usually I get like something small, but if I was getting like Star Wars stuff was so overpriced there, they'd be like, pick it out, look at what you're wanting, and then we'll come, Santa will bring it, because like
your birthday's beginning of December, so that checks out.
So if you bought them anywhere else, it would be like significantly less expensive than Toys R Us was. That's why they went out of business.
Crazy. Maybe you're right. Because people were like, I can get this cheaper somewhere else. Yeah.
Amazon's what killed it. Yeah. And so now they're back, they're bought by JCPenney or Macy's.
I think it
or
is.
Belk.
It's one of those like conglomerates.
I know because we got in the Galleria, the Hoover Galleria, there's like a little Toys R Us section now in one of those stores, one of those 3.
Yeah.
So I think it's either Belk or Macy's.
Either one. Yeah. But anyway.
But yeah, so I remember this movie vividly. I remember seeing it in the theaters, being like in awe, and the whole lava scene right here we got. If you're watching the YouTube video, you can see on our screen here.
Yeah, I remember that level in the Lego Star Wars video game. It's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
we bought the remastered version, and we just haven't really played it, or it's with Xbox.
I think we
Game Pass.
only played like the one that, or like the one that corresponds to like the newer ones.
That's right, because it's like the whole Skywalker
It's
saga.
all of them.
Yeah. So this movie though is 2 hours 20 minutes, making it a few minutes shorter than Attack of the Clones. I think it is significantly better than that movie.
I agree.
This is still not a perfect movie. There's still a lot of clunky dialogue, a lot of wooden acting that we'll talk about, a lot of not great CGI at times. CGI is better in general.
Yeah, but I mean, at the very beginning, I feel like it still looked like a video game.
And the lava planet, a lot of places there, it looks like, oof, you're in front of a green screen. Yeah.
But I mean,
Mystified.
overall, yeah, there is wooden acting, but also I still think it's better in general.
It's significantly better. It looks better. Attack of the Clones is an ugly movie in places, but this one looks pretty good, and it's the only like truly entertaining one in my opinion. It's the one that like, if I go back and watch them, I'll watch this one. I don't watch the other two.
I totally agree.
And like I said, it still doesn't crack my top. It probably doesn't even crack my top 5 Star Wars movies overall, but I still like it a lot.
I think of the prequels, it's the best one.
Yes,
yeah,
100%. Yeah, and for my list, the best one is this one. Second best, Phantom Menace. Worst, Attack of the Clones.
I agree.
Yeah. A lot of people hate the Phantom Menace the most, but Attack of the Clones is so boring.
It totally is, and the only thing that's interesting is like when they have like the big war at the end of it.
Yeah,
like the war starts,
right.
all because they got captured. But
and a lot of the questions that are posed in that movie are just not answered in this movie. Like a lot of the plan about like why did all that happen with Count Dooku, and there's just a lot of like questions lobbied in that movie that they answer like in TV shows and books instead of,
which is so frustrating.
It is, because I don't want to watch. I don't,
8 seasons of the show, of the the cartoon.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's good.
Wars. Yeah. It is, and I've watched some of it. I would say I've watched most of it. Like I looked up like before the final 4 episodes came out. I looked up like what are the best episodes from each season I need to watch, and I'd watched like half of each season. So I've seen almost all of it. And it is really good, but I shouldn't have to do that to understand what's happening in a movie.
Exactly. Yeah. It's too much.
I don't need homework.
It's too much content. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Too much homework.
On a budget of $113 million, it made $865.4 million, finishing second at the box office for the total box office of 2005. Behind, can you guess what movie beat it? Think 2005. Think big 2000s franchise.
I have no idea.
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. So
that was when the Harry Potter movie started getting good.
Yeah. I've only seen the first 3. Is it this is the 4th one? Or the 3rd?
Yeah. It's basically Hunger Games, Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the one where he's in he has to fight the dragon.
Yeah. Okay. Or like that's one of the things he has to do.
Yeah.
I'm a newly Harry Potter stan after I started playing the video game.
Yeah.
I'm still not, one of the crazy. Right. I don't identify as a crazy Harry Potter person.
That time is coming past. I don't think.
For sure.
I think they're going to keep trying to reboot it. We're about to get the HBO Max reboot. I don't think it's ever going to catch on like that again.
It will never be like it used to be because it was crazy huge back then. Yeah. But anyway, I know people love to. I feel like I would have been a Hufflepuff, but in my mind, my pride says that I was a Gryffindor. But anyway, that's besides the point.
You wouldn't have been a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be like kind and like caring and love animals.
No, they're like the theater kids. I say as if I've watched more than 3 of the movies.
Well,
they're the nerds.
Yeah, in my mind, but Cedric Diggory was a Hufflepuff and everyone loved him.
Is that Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Okay. In my mind, Hufflepuff is Team Yellow in Pokemon Go. If you pick Team Yellow, you'd be a Hufflepuff.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't really remember Pokemon Go, to be honest with you. I don't remember much of it.
Well, Team Yellow were losers. So all the cool people picked red or blue.
Fair enough. Yeah. But I know that's a separate other thing, but anyway.
Well, on review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 79 based out of 305 reviews with an average rating of 7.3 out of 10. I'd say that's pretty accurate. I'd give it like a 7. maybe a little lower, 6.5, 7, something like that.
Just because everything has like come together and culminated and
Yeah.
all these things. Yeah.
The site's critical consensus reads, with Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, George Lucas brings his second Star Wars trilogy to a suitably thrilling and often poignant, if still a bit uneven, conclusion. I think that's pretty fair.
What do they mean by uneven?
Like, there's still some there's some stuff in there that's not quite great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Particularly the dialogue and some of the acting.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish a few things had like a better like reasoning, but a lot of things obviously have to happen so that he becomes Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They had to work backward. They had to say, okay, this is where he's got to end up. How do we get him there?
Right.
And you can kind of feel that they had to work backward.
I feel like especially at the end, you can.
Yeah. Everything is wrapped up in a nice bow real quickly. The last like 7 minutes. I'll say this though about that is that one thing I give this trilogy over the Disney sequel trilogy is that at least these movies, there was a clear vision. Like this is how it was going to end. There was always going to get here, right? The Disney movies, they have like said, we were just kind of winging it movie by movie, and you could tell, you feel that, because they feel disconnected. They don't feel like one linear story.
They sure don't.
And the way that this does, whether you like it or not, it is one story,
right?
And I will give it that. I'd rather have a swing and a miss with a one vision than 3 swings and 1 or 2 of them struck out, depending on who you are.
Because the sequel trilogy, I feel like the first one was great. Second one was pretty okay. The last one, I mean, spoiler alert if you haven't seen them, geez, but
this movie from
watch
now,
them.
4 or 5 years ago.
But why did they make Rey and Kylo Ren be romantic? Why would that have ever happened? That felt weird. Why did Rey become Palpatine's granddaughter? Why would that have ever happened?
I think in a better movie, Rey and Kylo Ren getting together makes sense because they both do have a lot of chemistry in that in the second movie, Episode 8. But yeah, it's just rushed in that last movie, and also bringing back Palpatine. There was nothing in those, not to get too far into the sequel trilogy. We'll get to those movies eventually. But there's nothing that predicts or like foreshadows that Palpatine is coming back. That is something that they obviously
out of left field,
they got all the backlash from Episode 8, and they said, okay, well, let's just go back to the classics. What do people like? The Emperor. Okay, well, he's here now.
Yeah, and
the way that we found out the Emperor was coming back was through Fortnite. You know how crazy that is?
No,
if you played Fortnite, you got a secret message from the Emperor during a gameplay that was like, I've returned, or whatever. And that's how we found out he was coming back to the movies.
That's wild.
I
didn't know that.
I think it would have even worked if like at the end of Episode 8, like right when it cuts to black, you hear his laugh. That's all you need. Even that would have been enough to be like, oh, okay, well, that was the plan. It just obviously wasn't. They had no plans of that at the time.
Yep.
The leaked script of what the movie was supposed to be ended up coming out, and it had nothing to do with the Emperor. They changed it. Yeah.
Well, I think I say that just to compare different trilogies. Like, I feel like the prequel, like, some of the writing is lazy, but they at least knew where they were going the whole time.
Yeah.
And like the sequel trilogies instead of the prequel ones, sequel ones are like, well, we just
what do you like?
We want money. How do we continue to make people watch?
You like Luke Skywalker?
You like Skywalker? You like Emperor? You like Palpatine? So they were just like including anything and trying to make it work.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll eat it up every time.
I don't know. That last one I left in that's the only Star Wars movie I've ever left, and I was like, that wasn't good. Even like the ones that I don't love, I've left and been like, well, it was fine. Or, but that one, Episode 9, I left and I was like, I didn't like that.
I'm unfortunately very easy to please. So I'll think it's good regardless.
I loved Episode 7. Episode 8, I know a lot of people don't like it. That is like maybe my 3rd or 4th favorite Star Wars movie. I love that one.
I think I agree. But I mean, I agree that like the 9th one really is not very good.
Yeah.
But I'm very easy to please. Like I'm like, wow, I'm watching a Star Wars movie. Like this is great, and I love Rey as a character. And Rey's a great character, I think. And
Kylo Ren's
I like
Rey. I like all the characters.
Yeah,
I think Adam Driver is phenomenal. Like I think he is a truly great actor. I think. Ray is very charming. Like
Yeah.
I like Finn,
Yeah.
even though they give him nothing to do except scream Ray. Just, Ray!
That's true. That's true.
And
Yeah.
they set him up to have such a cool character. Like
and they could have
Stormtrooper.
easily been romantic partners.
We gotta
Sorry,
get off
I'm
of this. Yeah. Back
anyway,
to,
we have a lot to say about those. We'll get into that eventually.
Yeah, eventually we'll do those. We'll wait though until like the next Star Wars movie comes out, and then before they're making a Ray sequel. I don't know. It'll come out in probably 2 years, so we'll do it. We'll do them in the lead up for that, and that'll give us more time to do it more nostalgic.
Anyway, I guess
at that point, Force Awakens will be over 10 years old. So
why? I guess I'm saying that to just say like I feel like the prequels, like I said, are done slightly better because like they knew their vision, you know what I mean, beforehand. So.
Yeah, I think there are more good movies in the sequel trilogy, but I prefer the one singular vision of the prequels.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
An audience polled by CinemaScore gave Revenge of the Sith an average grade of A- on A+ to F scale. That's the same. They gave it to all three of them. The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, they were like, yeah, A-. That's fine.
Yeah. So you said that's the critics?
The audience score.
But who are they polling?
I don't
you know
know.
what I mean?
Yeah,
like I don't trust that.
I know you said
in the
that last
slightest.
time.
It could have been 5 people. It could have been like, what do you do? Answer the emails? How often do you answer a survey in your email?
I don't even. I think.
I
think you get polled. I think that you get, or at least then you got polled coming out of the cinema, like on paper.
How many cinemas do they do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the sample size?
Yeah, no idea.
So yeah, I don't trust that at all. Because like, what do you mean that every single person that saw the movie, that's what everyone thought?
Yeah.
No.
Quick summary here. If you're watching this, you've seen it, but just a quick refresher. Nearly 3 years have passed since the beginning of the Clone Wars. The Republic, with the help of the Jedi, take on Count Dooku.
Wait,
and the
that's actually how long it had been.
Yeah, so 3 years.
That's crazy. I don't think it said that.
Maybe no, maybe in the opening crawl. The opening crawl starts. It goes war. Like, yeah, I think the reason it does that is because that was a common complaint that the first 2 opening crawls were so boring. We talked about them about politics. There's like, fine, war. Where's war? Jedis are fighting. They're killing, and there's battleships and they're flying around. You like that, nerds? Is that what you wanted?
I couldn't remember what the first word was. I knew it was a single
war!
word.
Exclamation mark.
I thought it was. For a second, I thought it was evil. Like I thought that was the only word. No, it's just war. Yeah, that's pretty wild, huh?
With a new threat rising, the Jedi Council sends Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker to aid the captured Chancellor. Anakin feels he is ready to be promoted to Jedi Master. Obi-Wan is hunting down the Separatist General Grievous when Anakin has future visions of pain and suffering coming Padme's way. He sees Master Yoda, of course. When Darth Sidious executes Order 66, it destroys most of all the Jedi have built. Experience the birth of Darth Vader. Feel the betrayal that leads to hatred between 2 brothers, and witness the power of hope.
What's the power of hope? The children being born?
I guess.
Luke and Leia, I guess?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess.
I guess to start with, though, what was I going to go with? Oh, yeah. So the Chancellor had himself kidnapped so that then Anakin had to come and kill Count Dooku?
Yes.
Why?
Well, he always wanted Anakin to be his new apprentice. He's younger. He's more powerful than Count Dooku was on his... Yeah, he's old.
Right.
He does the same thing with Luke in the original trilogy where he, gets Luke angry fighting Darth Vader, and then he's like, kill him. Kill your father. Become my new apprentice. He just wants to keep getting the new hot thing, He
He
can get, 10, 15 years out of, and then get the next guy.
That's true. He did do that. And then, so all that happens. And then I guess that's why the Chancellor tries to like be close to Anakin.
Yeah.
But then he reveals that he's a Sith Lord, and Anakin doesn't immediately kill him.
Yeah.
I guess because he wants to try and save Padme.
Right.
Why can he see the future?
So Jedi have visions that, like, it's canonical. They don't dream; they have visions. So
they all have visions.
Yeah, I think all like trained Jedi. They don't have visions like every night, I don't think, but like if they have a dream, it's typically a vision in some form. It may not be like completely realistic or realism, but it'll be like a metaphor or something.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Anakin's having visions. He's seeing his wife dying. He sees Obi-Wan there. He doesn't really know what's happening. I don't even know if he knows that it's during childbirth. Maybe he can piece that together. I don't know.
I think he did say that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So his whole thing is, well, I gotta figure out how to save her, which we'll talk about all the plot holes that.
Yeah, and I guess like that's really his main reasoning for turning to the dark side is because Darth Sidious / the Chancellor promises that he can give him that power, and so then that's literally the only reason he decides to do it. But he is very quick to do it.
Yeah,
it's like, yep, I'm evil now.
Yeah,
and my eyes are yellow.
I think there's a chance he would have just done it, even if nothing had happened with Padme. If he just had the chance of the power, he's so jaded about not being a ranked master.
Like,
I feel like
so angsty.
He's just so easily manipulated. He's really an idiot in these movies.
He is. He's very easily manipulated for sure.
We'll get on into all that though. The scenery, we're back to all the CGI corridors again. Big empty
a nice
rooms.
Empty room.
They look a little better with each movie. I think this has the best CGI background out of the three.
I think I agree.
The technology is progressing. We're now 6 years after the first one.
Because we got like the holograms and they whenever they show like all the Jedi being murdered, like that is a little complicated to, I guess, execute. So it looked good, I guess.
I think speaking of execute, I think Order 66 is so interesting. I wish that we'd get like a whole series just set like in a 3-day time span over and that's kind of what the Clone Wars is. Those last 4 episodes, it's just like 4 episodes of being stuck in a ship with a bunch of stormtroopers trying to kill you or clone troopers trying to kill you. And that's pretty good. But I think that whole concept of just like these brainwashed guys having, just like a switch flips and they just have to go and kill all their friends that they've went to war with for years. And then you see it more so in the shows, like afterward they come to their senses and like, oh, what have I done? Like, and they feel like remorse and regret, and they're
so those words actually just made them like
like they had a chip in their head that like forced them.
Oh, that's right, because the whole army was put together by what's his face, Palpatine or whatever. Yeah.
So it's really interesting. I love that aspect of it. Of like some of them like just like go off and leave the military and become like homeless, and they all deal with it in different ways, and it's just really interesting to me. I wish there was more Order 66 content. I'm sure they'll make it, but actors, Ewan McGregor is at his best. I feel like when people think about him in the prequels, they think about this one in particular. He has come a long way in acting in front of a green screen. He feels comfortable in this one. He's not just saying his lines, he's like delivering them. Samuel L. Jackson gets a little more screen time. He's great as always. Obviously he gets murdered. He's probably going to come back. He said he wants to come back. Jedi fall from heights all the time. Anakin did it like 12 times in the prequels. So
and Darth Maul, he got sliced in half and then came. Or no, hold on, Han Solo. Wait, Han Solo was after that. I'm trying to remember.
What are you talking about?
Remember, Darth Maul got sliced in half and then he was in the Han Solo movie. Remember that?
Yes.
So I mean, pretty much anyone is fair game.
I mean, he fell out of a window, whatever. Like Luke fell out of a thing. Anakin's fell. They've all fell out of stuff. So.
Anyone can live at any time.
I think bring him back if he wants to do it, and you can come up with a good story. Do it. Put him in the Mandalorian or whatever. I don't care. Make him an old man. That's fine. I like him. I like his character. Mandalorian? Oh, it just seems like something they do. They're always pulling cameos. There's always pulling somebody from the prequels into that show. So Ian McDermott is he's at his best too. He's having fun as Palpatine. You can see it in his face. He's enjoying it. I love his
he looks insane.
His weird
towards
little faces
the end.
he makes. Gets lightning struck, so he comes all saggy and scarred.
I guess that's supposed to be his true form, right?
So that's like, it's like the dark side taking over, but it's also all the scarring from the lightning where Samuel L. Jackson reflects it into his face.
I didn't know that
Which like
what he was doing.
Palpatine through that fight. He could have just stopped shooting lightning. He was just trying to get Anakin to save him.
Exactly. And then at the end when they're at the Senate and he's like basically declaring himself the Emperor, he tries to say like Mace Windu tried to assassinate him. And tried to say like everything how he looks is a result of the assassination attempt. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That don't make lick of sense. Your eyes are yellow. You
Yeah,
have purple under eyes. You put
that's
eye
true.
contacts in you. I don't know. I thought that was crazy, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're watching it at home on your little hologram, you can't see color anyway, so you just
watching on your 2-pixel TV,
yeah.
thick ass TV like they
Yeah.
were doing back then.
Um,
Like it was that long ago. Back then.
I'm talking about in the Star Wars world where everybody just watches a hologram. It would just be blue, so
I guess
you
that's a
wouldn't see
good
the
point.
yellow
I was
eyes.
thinking about
Yeah, the little screen.
the TVs back in 2005.
Yeah, yeah. I have
Anyway.
a TV with a VHS built into it. I nearly put it here, but you couldn't see it on the camera, so I went with the old big TV right here.
Yeah.
That hardly ever works.
I couldn't tell you the last time I've worked a VHS.
Yeah,
That's ancient technology.
we did one for the Barney movie.
Yeah,
Had to
but
convert it
that's
to
about
digital.
it.
Yeah. Let's see. Natalie Portman is back. She's gotten better. She's matured, but she's still pretty wooden.
She's better than she was for
yeah,
sure.
still very young. She's 25 at this point.
Mid-20s, yeah. I remember thinking she was so old.
Yeah.
I remember that when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah. Christopher Lee is back for a little bit. He's got a little sequence. He's always fun to see. Nazi
Yeah.
killer. Love him. I think he's great. R.I.P.
In a movie about space Nazi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that for him.
And then Hayden Christensen, he's back as well. He is better. It's still
lines that are
rough.
bad.
It's still rough. His
They're-
delivery's not there. He's
He got good towards the end, but there are some lines I was like,
he's better when he's just screaming, and he's just like
Yeah.
yelling and he's looking pissed off. That's him at his best. He doesn't do a great job in this at selling that like brotherly bond that him and Obi-Wan are supposed to have. You kind of feel it in Obi-Wan, but you don't feel it in him.
Yeah.
He does though when he comes back to be in Ahsoka. He's got that sort of chemistry with her character, and he's much more charming in it.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is the directing and the dialogue, but yeah, he was young. He's that he's been 20 years. He's gotten better as an actor.
Exactly. So. Did you know he was in a movie about? I told you about this last time. He was in a movie about pizza with Emma Roberts.
He did tell me that. Yeah, he's also in that movie about I can't think of the name of it about like he's a journalist. It's really good, but I can't think of it. He's also in Jumper, and everybody hates that movie, but I watched it as a kid and I liked it. I'm not going to watch it again. I probably hate it now, but I remember thinking, man, I wish I was Jumper. I wish I could jump like that. You know what it's about?
No.
It's like he can like teleport. He's got teleportation powers.
Well, it's like that movie with Justin Timberlake where you can like stop.
Talking about Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
Where he voiced Yogi Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like that.
I'm thinking about the movie where they could stop time or use time as like.
That's the movie where like time is money.
You know what? I'm thinking about something different, so it doesn't even matter. Never mind.
Let's see. I got some talking points here. We can just discuss General Grievous. What do you think about him?
I don't. So I had to ask you this. I was like, why does he just have lungs?
Yeah. So he's not a droid. He is a what's it called? Where you're like robot, part robot,
What's he,
part
like
human.
A humanoid or something?
No, like a
hybrid person.
Like what? Like RoboCop is. What are those called?
I'm not sure.
I can't think of what it is, but he's a man that has been enhanced with robotics. So like over time, little pieces of him has been replaced until all of his external is robots, and a lot of his internal, like his main
Still
organs,
like
brain, is still human. The original canonical reason why he talks like that was in a cartoon movie. He fights Mace Windu, and Mace Windu uses the Force and crushes his torso, and it damages his like lungs.
That makes sense.
And so then he's like injured. They retcon that later though, and so I don't know what the canonical reason is now. I didn't look it up. He just smokes death sticks, I guess. I don't know.
That's the only thing that makes sense, because then it's like, why would you not just replace your lungs? You've replaced everything else. You know,
what's stopping you?
Yeah, but I mean that has to be what they would say that it is at least. It's like, oh, he'd be doing the death sticks, So
I don't think it's that. I'm sure it is like a injury thing, but I don't know what the reason is now canonically.
In my mind, when I was younger, I thought like Count Dooku and General Grievous were like teammates. I thought they were like, you know what I mean? But then obviously watching this back, like Count Dooku dies very quickly in this movie.
Yeah, well they are both working on the same side.
Yeah, but I thought they were like a lot closer, I guess.
Oh, okay.
but because I guess technically Count Dooku was like his apprentice.
Yeah.
Um, and then like for some reason General Grievous just knows how to be a Jedi somehow. He knows how to use lightsabers.
Well, he says he's like a Jedi killer. So like all of his lightsabers he's collected from Jedi he's murdered.
That's true.
So I
Didn't
guess
he say that who taught him? Count Dooku?
yeah.
Because Count Dooku used to be a Jedi.
Yeah, so he was
Yeah.
Count Dooku's like secret apprentice sort of deal, where Count Dooku, is going to try to overthrow the Emperor eventually. All the Sith are always trying to backstab each other. It's
They
like their
are.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
why there's only like 2 of them, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because there can only be 2 for some reason, I guess. But
Yeah, because you got to have somebody you can teach in case you die, but everybody's always after power, so you can't have too many of them. So
that's fair. That's
to
fair.
all the other
Yeah.
threats.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no. Anyway, he looks insane, and then has 4 arms. I remember in the video game Lego Star Wars video game, like this was like a crazy fight he had to do.
Yeah.
Trying to fight him.
Yeah.
And then like that there's this part. Well, first of all, when Obi-Wan was on that little like blue dragon thing, I wanted one of those so bad.
I had that
really
toy.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had the General Grievous wheel. It was the big wheel he wrapped around him.
Yes, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that little part where he gets onto that wheel where he's like on the ground on all fours. Hated that. I was like, don't show me that. That was
I like the concept of him a lot. I think it's interesting. I
do too, but
I
it
don't
was
like
freaky.
the voice thing. It's a little dumb, but I like it overall.
It was so freaky. I hated that. And then, yeah. So I don't know. It was the beginning scene where they're captured. Like he doesn't immediately try to kill them. He gets like everyone else to try and like kill the.
Yeah.
I was like, but are you not like the most powerful person in this room to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You made everyone else. Anyway.
Also, I don't know. Obi-Wan should have just crushed him like a Coke can with a Force. That's how he should have just dealt with him
immediately.
Yeah, because he's not Force sensitive. He's a robot, so
that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't do that.
I don't know either. Also, I do like that they let Obi-Wan use a gun because he says like in the original trilogy, is like these lightsabers are from a more civilized era or whatever, and so he uses the gun and he tosses it, and it's like so uncivilized. That's fun.
That's a bit of fun.
Yeah. He also does the "hello there," which is a callback to him saying it in the original trilogy.
That is his line.
Oh, hello there, and then he says it in the Obi-Wan show. Hello there.
That show was good.
Yeah, I like that show. A lot of people were kind of like, yeah, on it, but I thought it was some good stuff.
Great. Yeah.
I'll probably never watch it again outside of like the last episode, though.
I agree.
Yeah. Speaking of Obi-Wan, what do you think about the ending fight? Do you think it was a good conclusion? I like how they get to say a little goodbye to each other the last time they see each other as friends. They go off, and the next time Obi-Wan comes back and he's just murdering kids, and he's watching them on security footage, just
like,
bow down to the Emperor, and he's like, oh, okay, this took a turn. I was gone for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was off like trying to save the whole situation and like prevent him from becoming in power essentially.
Yeah.
And Anakin's too dumb to realize that he was being manipulated the whole time.
Yeah.
And he's like, what have I done? First of all, that line, what have I done? the way he delivers it. Are you even sad?
What have I done? I
He's
can't
like,
do it.
He's like, what have I done? Even that was too much emotion.
Here's what I think the beginning of this movie is really strong. That opening with the space battle, I think is good. I like the execution of Count Dooku. I like that Obi-Wan was knocked out so that he couldn't say that, and that he didn't see any of this coming. And then I like the middle is okay, and I like the ending a lot. I think as soon as Padme lands on Mustafar and she has that confrontation with Anakin and he goes to choke her.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is that's where I like, when I think of this movie, that's where I start to think about it.
Yeah, I agree. And then
he's such a moron too. She's like,
truly,
she's like, you've turned, Obi-Wan was right. You've turned into this monster. You're breaking my heart. And he's like, he's turned you against me. He's turned you against me. And she's like, oh, you're going down a path I can't follow. And he's like, because of Obi-Wan. And she's like, no, because you killed kids again.
You've literally, and also, why are you surprised that he did that? You know that he's done that.
He is a kid killer. He admitted that to you.
Yeah, and you were like, that's fine. And now you're surprised this time.
That's fine. I love you.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this time it's human kids, not little Tusken Raiders, which are probably also sort of humanoid.
Yeah.
But that now it's, I guess Padme's racist. I don't know.
Maybe, but I don't know. He needed Jedi therapy a while ago, and it's everyone else that is around him. It's their fault and his fault. Why did they not get him to therapy? Everyone should have realized that he's a psychopath.
Because they're all, a lot of the stuff is they cause, stealing kids from their homes
I
and
guess
getting them
so.
out there, and
Yeah.
they're bad too, just in different ways.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway, yeah, he's literally a psychopath. Should have been in Jedi jail.
Yeah.
If and obviously it's whatever, you know what I mean. But he needed therapy. He's a psychopath, and this definitely shows it. Like he can't. Like the whole reason he became evil was because of he wanting to save Padme and loves Padme so much, and now you're gonna like literally force choke her. What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I think this is the best of Obi-Wan of any iteration we see. I like how he is like stern and he is there to kill, even though he doesn't want to. He's like, okay, I've got to kill this guy.
Yeah, because like he's literally gonna become like so evil. He
It's
already
like
is.
he's kind of like my brother, but he's also the worst, and I don't want to do it, but I know
He's already too far gone.
Yeah, he's like, I've got to. I got to
Yeah.
kill. And he tells Yoda, he's like, I can't do it, and Yoda's like, yes, you are. Go do it. It's like, okay. I think the fight's good. I like in the new movies in the original trilogy that the lightsaber battles are more like less choreographed. They're a lot more just hitting each other kind of like with sticks because they don't have formal training. But I like that in the prequels we see that this is all these people do is train. So you would see them be able to move around and flip and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
I do like that.
The force flips are crazy.
I don't like it for Yoda and Palpatine. I wish that they were like in the original trilogy, they come off as like they're above needing lightsabers. They're so powerful. They're not going to get out and fight you. They could crush you, from a distance.
That's a good point.
And
I think it makes more sense for Yoda. I don't like seeing Palpatine or Sidious, whatever. I don't like him flipping around.
Yeah, same with Dooku. I don't like any of these old men flipping. Yeah, Yoda, he's a weird little spaceman, whatever. He's an alien.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really weird with the old men.
Yeah, and it's not even, I guess, necessarily that they're old. It's just like it doesn't make sense for like them, like you said, like as a character, they would think they're like above it.
Yeah, and they would be. You would be so far like. You see it in the movie. The Palpatine starts just like force lightning, throwing these big disc platforms at Yoda. That's way more effective than swinging a sword around. Like, just do that. Just cave the building in.
And it almost worked. But then, like, he for some reason had this little thing to contact Leia's future dad.
Yeah, Bail Organa, played by Jimmy Smits.
Yeah. So then, anyway, he gets saved by him, and they go into exile, I guess.
Yeah, he says, into exile I must go. Failed I have.
Yeah.
All right, Yoda. Whatever.
Okay.
He's gonna flee, huh? He's gonna you assisted someone in ruining everything. He's gonna go. You don't want to stay around and help. That's fine.
I guess they had to like somehow make sure like everyone figured out like how he like survives.
I guess I guess I understand him going into exile for, a little bit, but like 20 years.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
And you let the empire just like come into the way that it is, you know, like
There's a great there's a book series that came out I think in the 90s, but it's essentially like Marvel What If. So it's like there's 3 books. They're all about the original trilogy, and it's about like what if certain things happened, how it would have played out. I think in the first one it's what if the blasters didn't destroy the Death Star. So Luke shoots, the missiles go into the Death Star, but it just doesn't explode. So like, and so the what if is Luke goes back, he goes to get training, he dies or he's killed somehow, and then Yoda comes out of exile, gets on the Death Star and drives it into like a planet and kills everyone and then destroys Palpatine.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah. Anyway, neither here nor there. What about the ending, cutting off the limbs? You get just covered in lava.
I mean, I knew all of that was happening, obviously, but it's like pretty wild, pretty insane to watch. I feel like
the prosthetics are pretty crazy. You see all the burns and everything.
Yeah, and like the way that he, like the mask is like put over his eyes.
Yeah, you see inside the mask and what it kind of looks like from inside. It's just red. You're just seeing red, which would definitely warp your worldview even more so. And that was the thing. That's canonically, Palpatine made this suit difficult and actually painful to wear on purpose, so that it would drive Anakin's hate even more so. So it's like they have the technology to make it better, and he just wouldn't. He made it like so that he would feel the pain of the burns and stuff, and every time he took it on and off and whatnot. Yeah, that's why he only sees red too, just to really really try to push this guy to the edge.
No wonder he was pissed off all the time.
Yeah.
He was already like that, and then while wearing this and being evil,
Yeah.
he's sort of mad all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Also, Yoda meets Chewbacca for some reason. That's fine, I guess. I don't know why. I guess to sell toys. That's why you put Chewbacca in. But
Did they?
It feels a little forced.
I didn't even realize that. But they did go to the Wookiees, didn't they?
Yeah, but like a whole planet, you happen to run into Chewbacca. You know what I'm saying?
How does Han Solo not know Yoda?
Because Han Solo would have been like 10 years old. There was actually plans that they were initially they were going to put a 10-year-old Han Solo in this movie, and then I think they made the right call in not doing that. Yeah,
interesting.
And now canonically, he meets Chewbacca in war as like a 20-year-old or whatever.
I didn't realize I didn't even make that connection. I was just like, oh, yep, Wookiees.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he says Yoda's like, thank you, Chewbacca, or something like that. And he's like, Barr.
Because how is that even a language? He does the same thing every time.
I like the theory that he's not saying anything, that he's like a dog, and that Han Solo is just talking to himself. I like that theory a lot. It doesn't hold up because other people talk to Chewbacca.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish they would have never let anybody else talk to him, so that you'd have to wonder if Han Solo is just a crazy person.
Yeah, that's wild.
Okay, we go on some IMDb trivia.
Sure.
All right. George Lucas deliberately made the Darth Vader suit top heavy, for instance, adding weight on the helmet to make Hayden Christensen not appear too accustomed to it in the movie. And you feel that when he gets up, he's like kind of lumbering around, It's kind of very Frankenstein. The original cut of the movie ran nearly 4 hours. The opening Palpatine rescue alone ran over an hour.
4 hours?
Yeah. The extra footage of the Palpatine rescue scene is shown in the video game for this movie, however. In this game...
Oh, you know what? So this is like not the Lego Stars. I know that there was another video game.
Right. There was an actual game tied to the movie. It released 2 days, I think, before the movie and spoiled everything.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. So a lot of people went into this movie knowing how it was going to end because
I'd be so
beat the game. Yeah.
I'd be so pissed off.
Yeah. Had cut scenes, like actual footage from the movie. Yeah.
Why would they release it after? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. It had to have been just like an error thing, an oversight. Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Could not have been. But
Ewan McGregor, and so that means 2 of these movies were spoiled by additional promo material. The first one by the soundtrack, and then this one by video game. Crazy.
They didn't even learn after all this time.
Yeah. Now people hunt for that stuff. They're always looking for toys of leaks and like, oh, here's Jumbo Mega Duke. He's gonna be in the new movie, right? We can see him on the art. What he looks like, right? It's great.
This move that he does proves that he killed someone.
Yeah, we can right here. We can see him kissing Han Solo's corpse. So I guess they drug Harrison Ford back into this. Great. It's great. Can't wait.
Oh my god. Poor Harrison Ford. He just wants to be done with this.
Yeah, they call him every 40 years and
please get in a Star Wars movie.
We'll let you make another Indiana Jones become Piers on Solo. Okay, I'll do it. Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen trained for 2 months in fencing and fitness in preparation for their epic battle. As a result of their practice, the speed at which Kenobi and Vader engage in the duel in the completed movie is the speed in which it was filmed and was not digitally accelerated, which is crazy because they are flying around.
They're really going after it. Yeah, I think the fencing helps.
Hayden Christensen.
It's most like it is most like fencing.
Yeah, it does. Hayden Christensen also put on like 24 pounds of muscle for this movie, which you can see. He's a lot more filled out in this one. I don't think he has a shirtless. No, he's got a shirtless scene in the bed when he raises up. You don't get a good look at him, but you can see his arms are bigger and everything. So had him in the gym working out. Originally, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, was supposed to be Revenge of the Jedi. They changed it because they're like, well, Jedi don't get revenge. So they reused that, though, for this one, Revenge of the Sith.
What the hell? They can't get... they're supposed to be
against the Jedi way to get revenge. There's no attachments, Even though I feel like they do.
Well, apparently attachments lead to becoming a Sith Lord, so...
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
There's something to that. Or maybe they're just psychopaths. Anyway.
Yeah, I think there's a nice middle ground between being a monk and being a Hitler that you could probably find yourself being in.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
The Millennium Falcon makes a blink and you'll miss it cameo during the establishing shot of the Senate on Coruscant after Anakin and Obi-Wan rescue Palpatine. Have to really look in the background, but yeah, you can see the Falcon flying about. Plot hole created by the movie Solo, though. The Millennium Falcon in this has like the little dish antenna, and he doesn't get that until the end of Solo. So, wow, you falling asleep over there?
Yeah.
Wow, this boring you talking about Revenge of the Sith?
I've just been up for a while. Can you tell I was really trying so hard?
Yeah, your eyes are getting heavy. Yeah, it's great energy we're bringing to the podcast.
I'm so sorry. I had a Celsius earlier and it's obviously wearing off.
Okay, well, we'll speed through it.
Woke up at 5 a.m.
We'll speed through this.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks is one of the most controversial characters in Star Wars, but in this movie, he only speaks 2 words. He says, "Excuse me," when he bumps into a senator while entering the building behind Palpatine.
It's for the best.
There's a cut scene where Palpatine actually mocks Jar Jar after he takes full control and is like, "I want to thank Jar Jar Binks for granting me full control. You dumb idiot." And it's like, "Who's that, me? Uh-oh. Made a poopy. Where's Annie? Little Annie."
I can't believe they made him a senator for what, but also for the best, probably because.
I don't like how it's looking at me.
Oh my God. For the best that he's not really, and I know I'm going back on my words from the first one, but like, the way that why did he have to speak like that? Do all of those people speak like that?
No, we see that they don't. That most of them just have vague African accents.
So then it's like, we did that for what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the children to laugh at.
Yeah.
Why can't we just have C-3PO and R2-D2 do crazy stuff?
Well, that's what they did.
Yeah, it's so much better.
One. Yeah. You get the R2-D2 droid fight, which I thought was great, especially when he runs into the wall and he's like screaming, hits the wall. I thought it was so funny as a kid. It is still pretty funny. It is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a dog when they get scared and they're running and they just can't stop and they slide into a wall. Something like that.
That's exactly.
Also, like Hayden Christensen, I don't like this character of Anakin's in this at all. But one thing I do like is that he's like weirdly protective of R2-D2. There's a scene where I think you might have been in the bathroom for this, but there's a scene where at the beginning, R2-D2 is trying to get the elevator going and he's fighting off droids, and it takes a little bit before he gets it going up where it's supposed to. And Obi-Wan's like, "Oh, finally," and then Anakin's like, don't even say it. And Obi-Wan's like, "What?" And he's like, "The thing about getting his wires crossed. Don't say." He's trying his hardest. Like, he gets defensive, kind of like you would of your animal if it's like you can tell it's trying, but it's just not very smart. I think it's really funny.
That would be how I would feel.
Yeah.
If I had a droid like R2-D2.
Yeah. Leave him alone. He's doing his best.
Yeah.
That was really funny. The story that Palpatine tells about Darth Plagueis and how he learned to prevent people from dying includes the notable line, "The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities that some consider to be unnatural."
His voice is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's so fun to do.
It's he's always the power of the dark side.
Yeah.
I can't even do it. The dark
Young Skywalker.
It's always like
do
that.
it.
Do it.
Kill him.
Kill him.
Do it. Palpatine later repeats this exact line in Episode 9, implying that he had mastered Plagueis' technique and confirming that he was the apprentice who killed him. Which, I mean, he basically says it. He's like, somebody killed Plagueis.
Who was Plagueis?
We don't see him, but he is the guy, the Sith who learned how to defeat death.
By getting into a suit? Like,
No.
how did he defeat death?
He learned like Sith power that would let him keep other people alive.
I don't get it.
Don't worry
Like,
about it. He manipulated the midichlorians in such a way, yada yada yada. They don't tell you exactly how he did it. It's like, look, this guy figured out how to do it. You become a Sith, you can probably save your dying wife.
but I guess everyone has midichlorians, right? Isn't that what we established
All
in the
force
first
sensitive
one?
people do, yeah.
So since Padme was not force sensitive, it would have never worked.
No, well, no, it would have, because they're saying if Palpatine's even telling the truth, which he may not be,
Yeah.
he's saying that he learned how to save people from death. Anybody, yeah.
Oh, you're saying the other person. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he couldn't save himself, but he could save other people from dying. That's what he says. which Rey does, and just easy, and the sequels. We'll talk about it.
I don't really remember that. I haven't seen those movies in a long time, but
We'll talk about it when we get to plot holes. I have a whole
Yeah.
section on plot holes.
yeah.
Lucas planned to feature a massive Wookiee battle in Episode 6 and never came to fruition, and the miniature Ewoks took their place. In Episode 3, Lucas finally staged a massive battle on Kashyyyk, the Wookiee home planet. The design of the treetop homes is based on the design of the notorious Star Wars Holiday Special, which you can watch now on Disney+. Star Wars Holiday Special.
Of course, there's a holiday special.
Well, it was
God.
the Holiday Special is crazy. It came out after Episode 4, before Episode 5, when like the world wasn't quite built on like the lore and everything, and it was just like a TV. Oh my gosh! Do we need to take a break? I'm not boring. I can shut up. It's okay.
I'm really trying. You're not boring. It's just me.
No, why don't you talk for a minute?
I can't.
Anyway, on the DVD version of the movie, on the options menu, if you press 11, enter 3, enter 8, enter, a video will play of Yoda dancing to hip hop music.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah. That's all the trivia. I want to get to the into the plot holes.
Would you say 11? Enter what now?
11. It's 11, 3, 8. 11, enter 3, enter 8, enter.
On a computer?
On the remote, if you're watching it on DVD under the options menu. Yeah.
It's pretty slay. I'm trying. What were you saying before? I didn't mean to.
I know, it's fine. We're moving on. You want to talk about the plot holes?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had these written down. They didn't get copied over, so I'm just going to go off the top of my head with them.
Uh-huh.
We already talked about that Palpatine probably made Anakin through the Force. He talks about that a little bit in this. He talks about how the midichlorians can be confirmed to create life, which kind of leads to that theory that maybe he did create Anakin. And that's something that apparently canonically always bothers Anakin, because he kind of like also believes that theory himself. And so like he'll have dreams about like the Emperor creating him.
Oh, I honestly think it's most likely.
I think they're getting like more and more hinting toward it. I don't know if they'll ever confirm it, but they're heavily implying it these days. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
The other fan theory is that Padme's death, because she dies, she loses the will to live, is the reason that the droid bots give.
Sure. Even though they just said she's completely healthy and she's dying, though.
Yeah.
Please.
I think, and this is a popular fan theory, that Darth Sidious drains her life force and uses it to heal Anakin.
I think that's what makes sense.
You see them both at the same time. They're both in pain. They're both screaming. I know it's supposed to be like, I know it's supposed to just show like that they're both going through it, but I think they can easily be seen as like it. I think it was written, unfortunately, as she just died of being sad. But I'd like a retcon that's just like, yeah, he killed her.
I agree. I mean, it is way more interesting and like makes more sense in the context of the story for it to be that, instead of, yeah, she was sad and lost the will to live. Shut the hell up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I would have rather, they'd be like, oh yeah, like he force strangled her from far away.
If they were gonna go with, if they didn't want it to be the Palpatine murders her, why didn't they just have Anakin choke her longer, or like slash her with a lightsaber, just like a blow that's like fatal but she doesn't die immediately, something like that, I
don't know. I really get irritated with lazy writing. It could have just been way better if we had just put any amount of brain cells into it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how I feel about that.
Yeah. I had more. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I could pull up my notes, but they'd come up on my TV.
Are they on your phone?
My phone's up there recording.
Oh, damn.
I'll pull them up real quick. You're just going to see it on the screen as well. And that's okay.
That is all right.
All right. Here we go. Anakin manipulated Padme through the Force to love him. We talked about that one in earlier episodes, but I think that is the case. I think
it makes most sense. There's no reason why she should love him at all. He's kind of the worst.
Grogu is the Force's answer to Anakin because they were born around the same time. I like that theory because they were both born like almost to the same year. And I like the theory that they made the Force made this horrible evil guy, and so to correct it, they made this good guy, but he aged just too slow, and so he just missed it. And I just missed out on it. I kind of like that. Everyone is 50 feet tall. I talked about that one. There's no way to prove that it's not true. Everybody could be 400 feet tall because there's no point of reference. You never see
no
Earth.
humans.
And of course, Jar Jar Binks was a Sith, and that he pulled the strings the entire time.
Like, don't piss me off. You know what I mean? Like, what? I think people just said that.
Yeah, there's nothing
behind
really
it.
that proves it besides that he gave full power to Palpatine, but like he was obviously
He's
just
a
tricked.
dummy.
Yeah.
Like, he was manipulated and definitely a dummy. Dumber than Anakin.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to be that dumb.
Anakin is so, I don't know, like, it is so crazy. Like, your whole life is wrapped up in her. You don't give no two single fucks about Obi-Wan. Like,
No, he doesn't.
and he's so caught up in, like, you know, he's very prideful, very much like, why am I not a master? Like, it's just, it's
he's like the
crazy.
youngest person ever, according to Obi-Wan, to get on the council, and it's still not enough.
He can't understand why they wouldn't do that. It's like, well, Palpatine said you should be on it, and they're doing it because of that.
Well, yeah, and they're also worried that you're so close to him, and he has taken full control of the government.
Yeah,
It's a red flag.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's pretty wild how it all ends up happening. But
okay, let's talk about
I mean, he's basically Space Hitler.
No, he is.
Yeah.
He is. He is Space Hitler.
Declares himself the Emperor, and then the Republic is now the Galactic Empire. And then Padme's like, "This is how freedom dies, to thunderous applause."
Yeah, she does say that. She does, doesn't she?
And then Anakin tries to then later on when they meet up again to be like, "He betrayed the Republic."
He
betrayed. What the are you talking about? You're just repeating what you don't
From
even.
my
really
point of
think
view, the
that.
Jedi are evil.
Please,
Okay.
you were literally just. What are you talking about? Like, have you been evil for a while? Like, he's so quickly switched over.
Yeah, he did immediately.
So ridiculous.
I had some plot holes. I don't know that maybe they didn't get copied over.
I wish it was more gradual the way that he became evil. I feel like it was very sudden.
Yeah. I mean, I can probably go through. Did we already do the plot holes? Did we go through that already? No, we can go through them really quickly. I was doing them off the top of my head. I know most of them from memory. Padme says that, or no, sorry, Padme dies during childbirth. But later in episode 6, Leia's like, "Oh, I remember my mother."
No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, so that's a plot hole.
That's wild. I didn't know that. Or I guess maybe she was talking about her stepmom, but I mean, I don't know.
No, because like she's obviously referencing like her real mom.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's that one. There is, of course, that neither Obi-Wan or seemingly Darth Vader recognize R2-D2 or C-3PO.
And that makes me sad. Makes me very sad. Because they're
all good friends.
They are. I mean, clearly, you know.
Yeah.
He built C-3PO.
Yeah.
Why would you not remember him?
Also, C-3PO gets his mind wiped, which explains why he doesn't say anything, but R2-D2 doesn't. And he is able to communicate with humans.
He just doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say. He's like, nah, none of my business.
They got that human beef. That ain't got nothing to do with that.
I might be Luke's best friend for 3 movies, but I just won't tell him who his dad is. That's fine.
I brought this hologram of Princess Leia.
Yeah,
I'm actually not going to tell them that they're blood.
Yeah, they're
related.
Siblings.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to tell them when they kiss. I'm just going to let that happen, he said.
Maybe it's a theme of Star Wars to not understand where the story's going at any point. Because you know that they didn't mean for them to be siblings at first.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, 100%. They got the big plot twist in Empire Strikes Back, making Darth Vader the dad, and they said, we need another plot twist. I guess they can be siblings.
But why?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we didn't even have to do.
Because
if you wanted them to, they didn't. Don't piss me off.
Also,
you know what I mean?
Another plot hole with that is they just kept Luke's name as Skywalker and then gave him to Anakin's relatives.
What do you mean Anakin's relatives? Like his uncle?
Uncle Ben, and Ben and not Shmi, the wife, That's like his stepbrother or his brother-in-law. This is his brother-in-law.
Yeah, I kept his name.
And put him on the home planet
Yep.
in the house that he has been to.
They're like, he'll probably live. No, he would have. Oh, he would have been found so
Yoda says it. They're
quickly.
like, what to do with the boy? He's like, give him to his family. That's the worst
Why?
idea. Why would you do that?
He needs to go on damn witness protection.
Yeah.
The Jedi witness protection.
Yeah.
If they even still exist.
Like you changed Leia's name, changed it to
Yeah.
Organa, gave her on a different planet. You couldn't find one other person. Obi-Wan's like, I'll watch over him. I'll just wear my standard Jedi gear and watch over him from
Yeah.
a close distance.
I suppose like, and also the other thing is that what Obi-Wan is wearing is supposed to be what everyone on Tatooine is wearing.
Yeah, that was the
But
original.
then they just made it into like that's what Jedi's wore.
Yeah.
Which is whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wish they would have made it have more sense in terms of like why his last name would have still been Skywalker and everything.
Yeah.
But that is it. That's a dumb because he would have been found so quickly.
Oh yeah.
And
Just
been
like
snatched up.
on a government registry. I guess Owen Lars don't pay taxes. Uncle Owen, that's who it is. Not Uncle Ben. Uncle Owen.
Yeah.
I
I guess on Tatooine they don't have any census. People just be living. Guess there's no social security numbers. They just be out here.
Yeah, just running around. It's fine.
That must be it. I don't know.
Yeah. Somebody's paying for that Death Star. Somebody's taxes are paying for that. So I don't know how they're, that's a big project. That's another plot hole. Unless you see the laser already on the Death Star, but in Rogue One, they put the laser on last. So they changed that. And also the biggest plot hole created by the sequels is that you can just force heal people and bring them back to life. She brought back Kylo Ren to life. He was completely dead. Brought him back to life. So that just negates Anakin's entire reason for becoming a Sith.
Do they know how to do it yet?
I mean, I don't think. I guess Rey just maybe figured it out on her own with no training. I don't know.
The only thing I can think of would be that they didn't know how to do it yet. But I mean, yeah.
That is an insane plot hole to create for yourself.
That is pretty crazy because,
and it's an insane
that's
pickle to
reason.
put yourself in the future. Because every time somebody dies, you're gonna be like, why didn't they just force heal them?
Yeah, 100%. And that's, like you said, the whole reason that Darth Vader exists is because of Padme and losing Padme, and he didn't go to therapy. He's basically a school shooter, and now he's a powerful killer. It's wild.
Overall, what did you think of this movie? What would you rate it on a scale of 1 Star Wars logo to 10 Star Wars logos?
I think I'm gonna have to give it 7 Star Wars logos.
I'm gonna give it 7. I'm gonna give it 7.5 dead younglings out of 10.
Not the dead younglings. He was like, "What are we going to do,
Master Skywalker?"
Yeah, like that.
They're coming.
There's too many. There's too many. I can't even do it. There's too many of them.
What are we going to do?
Why did he have to be British? It scared me. Why did he have to be British? Everyone else, even McGregor has an accent, but
that kid grew up and he does TikToks now, and he does TikToks. There was one that he was like,
of course he does TikToks.
There's one that he did that was like, it's in quotes like, "You look so familiar. Where do I know you from?" And he looks scared, and then it flips to him as the kid with the lightsaber, and it's really funny.
That is funny. Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up our Star Wars prequels. Did you have fun with these, even though you put you to sleep?
I just am a tired girly, and I'm tired of apologizing for it. Just kidding.
Well, next week, I thought next week we could take a week off. We burn through these Star Wars movies. I think we'll take a week off, and when we come back, it'll be your pick for what we do.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
No episode next week, but the week after,
Oops,
a surprise pick by Caitlin. So I'm looking forward to it.
Did you know that you can make these at Disney World for $300?
Yeah, a lot of money
to just look at them, I guess, unless you were a kid.
Just swing them around.
But they don't make the sound though.
They're not?
I don't know.
I think they do. I'm sure they do.
I would have.
You can also build a droid.
I was just thinking that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Let me turn this down so you can actually hear me.
Peace and blessings.
Yes, thank you everyone for
Yes.
listening, for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also find us on Spotify and all podcast apps. You can find me everywhere at Ignore06. Find Caitlin everywhere at Caitlin Shorts. You can email the show at Nuanced Nostalgia Pod. Find the show online, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Nuanced Nostalgia Pod. You can watch all our videos as they drop on YouTube and Facebook. Comment, like, subscribe.
Give it a like.
Give us a kiss.
Also, I
One like
meant
equals
to,
one kiss.
One like equals one.
Dead youngling.
One like equals one Padme scream.
One.
Anyway.
One like equals minus one will to live by Padme.
That's right. That's right.
So
I was gonna say shout out to everyone that commented on the previous Star Wars video.
yeah, some people said they wanted to hear more of our opinions. We tried to do that a little more this time. Hopefully that came through.
I'm so tired.
I don't like to just crap on a movie or to praise a movie. I also feel like, what does anyone care about my opinion? I'm really more interested in like the history and the behind the scenes of the stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But
I try to sprinkle in a little of that too.
Yeah, a little bit of a balanced moment. But we definitely don't put these out for the clout of it all.
No.
It's just
because some of them
this is a bit of
we'll
fun
put out one
for
episode
us.
and it'll get 9 views, and then we'll put out another one and it'll get a couple thousand, So
But we appreciate the likes and the comments.
Yes,
and all the
always.
things. So
All right, well,
and if you know me in real life, no, you don't.
That's right. Thank you, everyone. We will see you in 2 weeks with I don't know what. We'll figure it out.
We'll find out.
Maybe we'll return to the World of Brats or something. We need to do a girly thing now. So.
A nice girly movie
Yeah,
again. This is girly.
Star Wars is for boys. That's what George Lucas said. Not me. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.